Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com, and got my phone back, so now I'm using my phone again, so we're ready to get going. But anyway, what was kind of odd, I was talking to my son, and because I'm getting ready to go to Sturgis, and he's been there a few times, so I thought I'd ask him some questions about camping on a motorcycle and what to expect and how this is going to work. So we were talking about that, and then after we got done, then he says, he asked me, well, what's your thoughts on inflation? And I thought that was really neat, because he says he was told that his house, he needs to sell his house because it's worth $100,000 more than what he paid for it. And he says it's not worth it. And I say, well, you know, just get ready because it's going to be worth $500,000 here before long, and then not too much longer after that it'll be $1 million, and then it depends on when finally something's going to have to happen to fix it. And he says, so when they fix it, do all the prices drop back down again? And I said, no, it doesn't. What's going to happen is it's what you watch for. You really have to be looking. And when you see hyperinflation get going, they can get rid of the money in less than a month. And and the thing is, people don't have money now. These people have no idea because they're using digits. So in other words, they can just change your digits anything they want. It can be worth anything. They can just change it just like that. And I explained I've been in two countries when they changed the money, and one was Vietnam, and then the other was Mexico, and that was in 92 or 94, something like that. And that was really weird. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I'm going to guess it was something like for every 1,000 pesos that you have, you can exchange that 1,000 pesos for 10 pesos. And so in other words, did it lose value? No, it didn't. It just readjusted the value of the peso. You had the peso, and then you had the new peso. And it was confusing because I was in Mexico during that time. And it was a little weird. And then I explained to him, that's why I put my motorcycle on payments. I say it was $8,000 and 5% interest. Well, that's cheaper than inflation, So I thought, why would I want to use my money when I can use the bank's money at 5%? And then when I went to get the motorcycle, they got a new one in. And mine was a new one, but it was what, be 2 years old, but it was brand new. But the new one was in, and it was $9,200. So just inflation right there made my bike a good buy. And even since then, as you know, houses have gone crazy. They've gone up and up, and automobiles, used cars, used trucks, they're just so expensive, and they're not any better. They're just more expensive. And that's inflation. And so he says, okay, now, so how is that going to work? And I said, well, once they take steps, they're going to change the money. So that if you have cash or you have money in the bank, they might, for every $1,000, they're going to give you $10 of the new money. And then everything will be that much cheaper. And he says, well, it's not going to be any cheaper because I paid big bucks for it, and now I got little bucks. But I said, but that's the way they do it. And now poor people won't really notice so much because they don't have anything anyway. And so then when it loses value, when everything loses value, they don't have anything with value anyway. So it won't mean nothing. That's why you see the rich people commit suicide. And the thing is, the rich people, the smart rich people, have paid for everything. The ones that aren't all that smart got a lot of loans. And they're going to have all these loans that are big loans that are going to be readjusted, in which it's going to be hard to pay back those loans when it's that little bit of money that you got. But instead of a big loan, it's going to be a little loan, but that little loan is going to be a lot harder to pay. So in other words, while there is inflation, that's the time to pay off everything so you don't have those notes. But a lot of people think, well, they can just, put it on a loan and then this is what it's going to be. No, the loans will be readjusted too. So now I came from the days when inflation was going and it was 23% interest. Can you imagine paying 23% interest on your car? I mean, you're not gonna make it. There's just no way you can make it. And like I say, it was bad. Inflation is a very evil thing. Now, and then now we're right back to gold and silver. The one thing that still puzzles me is I don't understand how gold and silver is so cheap. I mean, it hasn't gone up since I got my motorcycle. That was last fall. Now motorcycles are a whole lot more expensive, but gold and silver is the same price as what it was at that time. It hasn't gone up. And so for me, I just keep buying. Whatever money I got, I just get it because I don't have money. I take my digits and then I convert them into cash. And then when I go to buy, I have the cash to buy. And so it was funny because I told them all this kind of stuff. And really it's just my opinion, but it's going to be something like that. I don't know the exact numbers and how they're going to do it, but it's going to be like that. It doesn't matter what kind of money where they want to change it into. You're just screwed. You're just you're just out, And and then after all that, and then I said, and then there's war. If we're in war, depending on how big the war is, things are going to change again. Everything that I said won't be like that. It'll be different. How? I don't know. And the reason is you've got all these corrupt politicians in there, and none of them can think. They don't think. They just react. And so and they react bad every time. Every time you see them do anything, it's bad because they're reacting to it. It's not thought out. Anything is. So what happens when we're at war, if it turns out to be a little war, well then it won't be quite so bad. But if that little war starts turning into something more and more, it's going to be really bad. And what was funny, I had someone get a hold of me asking me about knives and the cold steel knives, because I'm a cold steel kind of guy. And the thing that's funny is the company's been sold. It's not the same cold steel as it used to be. It's a new company now. And the prices are really high. And we were talking about the different kinds of knives, and it was funny because I might have paid $125 for a knife, and it's over $300 for the same knife, and I don't even know what quality they are. It's like I say, they're new now. So, but the thing is, I told my son, man, I hope you've already got everything. Because if you don't, you're going to be paying big time for it. In other words, guns, ammunition, knives, anything that you really have to have, they're really going up. The TVs aren't going up. Because why? Nobody really needs a TV. They just use those for propaganda tools. So they'll keep the price of those down. But it does surprise me why the gold and silver is down. And it doesn't make any difference to me. I use it. And I'm always going to be able to use it at any price. But I can get more when it's cheaper than what it is when it's more expensive. Now, I'm not going to go buy things. Some people think, well, you know, you're going to go buy a car. Well, I could buy a car if I know that if the dealer is a successful dealer, then and he gets a chance to sell it for gold and silver, I'm sure he'll do it, you know. But like I say, there's not that many, and you know, I don't want any of this stuff. That's one good thing about being old. You don't need all this kind of stuff. I've got everything, and I've got it at the right price. And now, with all this craziness going on, the politicians so crazy, and then war is funky. So I hope you've done your homework. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.